In this video, we are going to calculate the standard deviation of a population on the TI-30 calculators that we have available in the classroom. In class, we discussed that in the Desmos online graphing calculator, we could use the function stdevp, just like here, to calculate the standard deviation of a data set or population. But what if the Desmos online calculator is not available for whatever reason? You can also calculate the standard deviation of a population on your TI-30 calculator. So to show an example of how to do this, we are going to use the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first thing you have to do is you have to put your calculator into stat mode. To do this, we press the second button and then the data button, which has the word stat above it. Now, before I do anything, I like to just clear the data from anything that was calculated in stat mode prior to me getting the calculator out of the bin. To do this, we're going to use the right arrow, and we're going to navigate twice to the right, and the clear data option. I'm going to press the equal sign, and now my data has been cleared. Once you've cleared your data, we can navigate back to the one variable option, which is the first option at second data. And I'm just going to press the equal sign. You'll see that once we've pressed that, the stat sign appears next to the degree mode on your calculator, indicating that you're in stat mode. So the first thing we have to do to calculate the standard deviation of this data set is to enter the data set into the calculator. To do this, I'm going to press the data button. Once you press the data button, it's going to prompt you to enter X1, which is just the first data point in the data set. So my first data point is 1. And I'm going to use the down arrow to navigate down, frequency, and then X2. I'm now going to enter my second data point. Down arrow twice again, third data point, down arrow twice again, 4, down arrow twice again, and 5. And now we've entered our entire data set. So if your data set was 10 numbers long, you would have just kept going just like we were doing with the down arrows. So once you've entered your data set, what we want to do is we want to click the stat var button, stat variable button, right next to the data button. And when we do that, it's going to flash calc, and it's going to give us a variety of options. So the first option it gives us is the n value. This is simply the population. So how long is my data set? It is 5 numbers long. I use the right arrow to navigate to the next one. X bar, this is called X bar. It's a symbol for mean or average. And the average of our data set is 3, which makes sense because 3 is in the middle. I'm going to navigate to the right one more time. This is called sample standard deviation. Now, we have not been calculating sample standard deviation. We've only been calculating the population standard deviation, which gives us the spread for the entire population. But if you needed the sample standard deviation, it is also accessible in the TI-30. And then I'm going to navigate one more time to the right, and I get the population standard deviation. So this is the stdevp function. Its symbol is sigma x in the calculator. And so our standard deviation for this data set would be 1.41 or 1.4 rounded to the nearest tenth. There are 2 other options, and since we're here, might as well scroll through them. I'm going to press the right arrow again, and I get the sum of all the numbers. So if I were to add all my data points up, I would get 15. And then the last option there is the sum of all the squares of my data points, which is 55. Once you're done and you want to return your calculator back to non-stat mode, you would just simply press the second button and then stat variable one more time as exit stat is above it. And then you just confirm, and now your calculator is back in normal mode. So if you ever don't have Desmos available, you can always use your TI-30 calculator